Hello, my name's Bond, Richard Bond, and this is Curmudgeonly Yours, a show on Society Bites Radio, part of the Radio Ear Network family, supplying social interaction for the mind and soul. The introductory and concluding music to this show is La Polonaise by Wieniawski, played by Max Bond. I am your host and curmudgeon, where everything is what it seems. Nothing is what it seems. And what is not said is often of most interest. My guest today is certified health coach Dominique Kohlenberger, and the program today is OPTAVIA Weight Loss and Habits of Health. Hi, Dominique. Welcome to Curmudgeonly Yours on Society Bites Radio.
Hello, Richard. Thank you so much for having me on your guest today.
It's my pleasure. Dominique Kohlenberger is a physical therapist, certified health coach, and the owner of healthy.The. As a health coach, she says, my primary goal is to empower people to achieve positive changes in their health. I support my clients to create optimal health in order to have a more meaningful and fulfilling life so that they may have less stress, more balance, and energy, leading to healthy longevity. Dominique obtained her master's in physical therapy degree at the Catholic University of Leuven, Belgium, in 1991. In 2010, she pursued her real passion in life for health and nutrition and became certified health coach through Villanova University's Center of Obesity Prevention and Education. This allows her to create more balance in her own life and enables her to work with the causes that really matter to her and her family. She truly believes in prevention and education to get America healthy. The fight against obesity is crucial to her, since obesity is the root cause of many preventable diseases such as diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease, including stroke. Dominique Kohlenberger, you are a certified health coach and physical trainer. You are also a great OPTAVIA coach, which I can say myself. With all the different things you do, could you tell me what you enjoy doing most? What is the most fun? What is the most difficult?
Well, as a physical therapist, I helped a lot of people during my life, but I have never been able to actually transform somebody's health as a physical therapist, meaning that when I wake up in the morning and I see emails of people who are no longer diabetic, who now can run around with their grandchildren and sit on the ground with their grandchildren, or even simple things like crossing their legs, tying their shoes, that really that gets me out of bed in the morning with lots of joy and energy. What's the most difficult, Richard? Well, it's actually awakening people, awakening them. It's a process, people have lost hope. They've tried many, many things, many diets in their life. They've spent a lot of money and they think, oh God, what is this now? But we're so different. And, non-sick and healthy are so vastly different states of being. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm doing okay. I'm not sick really, but non-sick is like purgatory. It's like surviving, but not thriving, So, and, when your muscles become weak and you don't get enough sleep and you're always stressed and it kind of takes the joy out of life. And when you start getting on medications, Richard, that's when your check engine light is actually coming on, so because that's the next step to metabolic disease sometimes, which is metabolic syndrome, which is the combination of diabetes, increased waistline, things like that. So that's the non-sick stage. They're not really sick, but the next stage will be, that they are having a stroke or are diabetic. And so we like to catch them then, before they get to that point. And that's sometimes a little difficult because when you feel good, and you're okay, so you don't feel like you need help, right? So, and that's where we awaken people by asking them questions, so is your health improving every day? Are your daily habits creating a greater health for you and vibrancy? What would it look like to you if you had vibrant health, and could really thrive and get out of bed and ask your body to do what you want to do that day,
That's right. Well,
so yeah, that's probably the most difficult. So for me.
So the difficult thing is like you want to get them on basically diet and get them off the pills, right?
Correct. Yes. On a really healthy program. Correct. And off the pills and and get them to thrive really and change their habits. Correct. Yeah.
Well, Dominique, with your help, I lost 24 pounds in 6 weeks through OPTAVIA, and at 100 calories a shot, I ate 6 times a day doing so. Losing the weight was not that difficult for me. As the guy on TV says, you eat the food, you lose the weight. Could you explain, Dominique, could you explain the OPTAVIA method to our listeners?
Definitely. Yes, Richard. I'm so glad you asked, and you did fantastic on the program. Congratulations,
Okay.
And like you said, it is easy because we give you structure, so, and we take the guessing work out of, for people, because there's so much information out there, but people really, what they need the most is structure. And then, of course, our program is not just fuelings, as we call it, fueling, because we change your mindset from food to fueling your body, feeding your body to fueling really your body, and it's a mindset change, but there's so many other components that make this program so successful. Number one is support of a health coach, free support of a health coach, somebody, and it's a little bit more in the beginning. We really guide you in the beginning to make sure that you are in doing the program correctly, but you also have support throughout any time of, I'm your health coach for life, by the way, Richard, right? So,
That's true. That's true.
When you go out to dinner or to a party, that's when it gets difficult. That's when the rubber meets the road, So, and when you have a plan, and we put a plan together, so then it's so much easier for you to be strong, maybe at first, but to go through the stages. And then there's the community. There's a huge community. There's a big educational part of this. So Wednesday nights we have education. So it's a really comprehensive program that puts really the locus of control back to the client or whoever wants to be on the program and change their habits and change their life, change their health. So, and it's evidence-based. It's a scientific program. Johns Hopkins uses this program for their obese patients and for their diabetic patients, so you don't lose muscle mass with this program. You look very lean, Richard. I saw you recently. So you didn't lose 1 ounce of muscle, where a lot of people, when they go into a fasting diet or they reduce calories, all of a sudden their metabolism decreases. And the reason for that is because they lose muscle. We don't want you to lose muscle. We want you to maintain that.
You're eating 6 times a day. So I think the hard part sometimes is between one time and another time, because there's like 2.5 hours there, and you got to make sure you don't mess up there during that time.
Yeah. That's exactly right. That's all you have to think about is eat every 2.5 hours. So.
That's right. Well, after the drinking of the water, we'll get to that. After you lose the weight, Dominique, and you arrive at your target weight, whatever that may be, you come to your transitional phase. Could you explain that phase of the program to our listeners?
Yes, definitely. And that's a very important phase that we don't want to skip. So during phase 1, the weight loss phase, you have learned to eat 6 times a day, and you eat 6 fuelings, balanced meals. But then in the transition phase, we slowly reduce these fuelings, not feelings, fuelings, and you actually replace. You put back other nutrition factors into your diet. So at the end of 4 weeks, you have complete spectrum of nutrition back into your diet, even carbs, complex carbohydrates, but even carbs. So, and it's not a carb-free diet, because that doesn't work either. And, so you have carbs throughout the whole time, but we're just increasing the calories slowly again. In the meantime, you have learned to move your body more, and, everybody comes from a different vantage point, so.
Sure.
And so in that transition phase is very important that you continue eating 6 times a day, but it's going to be different things. So, so you can really transition to a normal diet again. So, which you are doing very well.
Right, but and you're using some of the some of the OPTAVIA packets of food, and then fuelings, right? And then you're also using some regular types of food that you were using before. Okay, because it's
Definitely.
basically
Yeah.
this 5+1 is 5 packages or 5 packets of powder, and then
Fuelings.
you have fuelings, which you call that. Okay, yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
guess the
yeah,
word
yeah,
packets of
yeah.
powder, you don't want to use that word. Okay, but that's
No,
very,
you don't want to use that word. That sounds gross, and it really is
yeah,
not. It's really packed with nutrition because your body craves nutrition. Your body
right.
doesn't crave calories. And in this 110 calorie powerful packed nutrition package,
Mhm.
that's completely absorbed by your body. It has vitamins and minerals, and it is the right balance. So
Yeah,
you really get to your goal. So
that's true.
yeah,
I really didn't feel hungry after that. Sometimes I wanted
that's
more carbs.
exactly right.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty good.
exactly the beauty of this. Yeah.
Well, we come to the most difficult phase of all, I would imagine, and that's maintaining the
Yeah.
target weight. Could you give us your thoughts on this part of the program, maintaining the target weight?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a difference between a diet and our program because with a diet, once you hit that number on the scale, you're like, okay, I'm done. And you go
Mhm.
back to what you used to do. With
Exactly.
us, with our program, with the help of the coach and the education and the help of the nutrition program, you learn new habits. And you learn also the tools to harness. I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit, I think, to not have to use willpower anymore. So, but you're learning new habits. And the biggest part, Richard, is that the mindset changes on this program. Your mindset completely changes, your relationship with food changes. And again, we
Mhm.
have tools for that, so that we use with our clients. It's called Stop, Challenge, Choose. Actually, it's basically
I
between
didn't get that.
stimulus, a
Uh,
trigger.
what was that?
It's
Stop.
called Stop, Challenge, Choose. So it's
Okay.
basically that when you have a trigger, a stimulus, and between the stimulus and your response to eat, there is a space. And we
Okay.
use that space to breathe, have a glass of water, to get mindful, and then make a right choice. So stop,
Sure.
challenge, choose, a choice that really gets you to your goal or to maintain your goal. So it's really learning a new mindset and you're learning new habits, which is the key to maintaining your weight afterwards. Yeah.
Right. And then of course then there's the water bit too, but drinking
Yeah.
water. Right? Yeah. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
Sure. Well, on the OPTAVIA.com website, one sees happy people frolicking in the sun, playing with children, smiling. You don't see these people drinking wine or sipping scotch, which to me are happy occasions as well. Eating cheese and
Yeah.
large fattening desserts. These people are drinking
Yeah.
water. I'm talking water.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to
Yeah.
us about the importance of hydration in the OPTAVIA program.
Yes. So hydration is not only important in the OPTAVIA program, it's important throughout. Actually, we should be drinking about half of our body weight in ounces every day. You lose about 12 cups of water just through transpiring, sweating,
Sure. Sweating,
your
yep.
metabolism, things like that, your urination, all that excretion. You lose 12 cups of water a day already just by that. So you have to replenish that. So,
Sure.
and that is with or without the program. Now, when the good news is, Richard, that once you are in transition, we actually do promote a glass of red wine is very, very good for you. So, and
Mhm.
actually, if you look in the book, Dr. A's Habits of Health, those pictures, those are all people. Those are not stock photos. These are all people who've gone through the program. And there is a glass of wine here occasionally because not only is it a joy of life, but in moderation, it's very healthy. So
Of course,
to
the
have
wine
that,
the wine with food, of course, right?
Yes,
Wine
the
is
wine
food.
with food. Correct. Yes,
So,
yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very true.